Hey guys, Murphy's Law back here with another pickup video for you. It's been about a month since my last one. Sorry about that. Just been really hectic at work. I've got my yearly inventory, and at home I got some stuff going on, so I just haven't had much time to record one of these things. I do still plan on doing my collecting tips video. Probably record that right after this one, since I actually have a nice block of time to myself. But I got a lot of stuff to show you, everything from NES all the way up to current gen, so let's just dive right into it. We'll start with the oldest stuff I got, which is for Nintendo. I got Iron Sword Wizards and Warriors 2, starring the beautiful Fabio. Love the Wizards and Warriors series. I still have to pick up a copy of 1, but happy to have that and cross that off the list. Then we have Donkey Kong Classics. This has Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. on it. Happy to have that one as well. And then my buddy PJ picked this up for me at MagFest. I'll link his video below. And it is Mega Man 4. This now means I just need 1 and 6, and then I have all of them. Thank you again, PJ. I still need to actually shoot him some money for that. Like I said, very happy to have that. Trying to get all the Mega Mans. Mega Man 7 is going to kind of be a bitch, but I've got 2 through 5, and then I have X, 1, 2, and 3, so I just need 7, 1, and 6, and then I can move on to the other ones, like the soccer and whatnot. Now I got some Super Nintendo games. Some of them I cannot remember if I've shown off or not, so if I have, please forgive me. It's just, like I said, it's been hectic, so kind of lost track of stuff. First up is, next 2 games are actually a gift from my sister-in-law. These are Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage. Now, I had a copy for the Genesis recently, and I noticed it was made by Activision, I think, as opposed to LJN. But I'm pretty sure they're the same game. Not sure. I'm going to have to actually do some research on that. But this one is actually a good LJN game. I really enjoy it. It's fun. You get to play Spider-Man or Venom. There's all kinds of characters you can summon in, and it actually follows the plot of the Maximum Carnage comic book pretty good. So happy to have that. Big Spider-Man fan. Next we have Separation Anxiety. This one is not as good, but it's still a fun playthrough. Enjoy this game. These are probably 2 of the better Spider-Man games out there. Next we have Super Smash TV. This is a great co-op game, really fun to play through with another player. It's kind of got like a Running Man theme going on. You have all these different rooms you can go into, and you shoot kind of like Black Ops, the first Black Ops, I want to say, where you can look at the computer and play Dead Ops. That's what this is, kind of like that, but much better. Then last for Super Nintendo, been looking for this one for a while. My sister-in-law had a copy she did not want to give up, but I was able to find one of my own for much cheaper than $40, which is about what they're going for, and that is Super Metroid. Love, love, love this game. It's amazing. This card is super heavy because of the amount of programming in it. I've got to sit down and play through it, but very happy to have that and finally cross it off that list. Been looking for one of those for a while. Now I've got a monster haul of Genesis stuff to show you. We'll start with the Game Genie, because I am a dirty cheating bastard, and I love to cheat. These things are great. If you don't know what they are, you should, but if you don't know what they are, they allow you to take a game, put it on top, and then you can program the game to give you codes to let you get things like infinite lives or energy or whatnot. Makes it easier to play the game. And for some of these older games, they're just fucking impossible to get through if you don't do that. Next up, we got a loose copy of Echo the Dolphin. Apparently I did not have this, so happy to pick that up. And then we got, I showed you last episode I picked up Battletoads for the NES. Now I picked up Battletoads for the Genesis. You probably saw this when I was fiddling with the Game Genie. I haven't played this version. I'm not sure how the graphics stack up or what they look like, but I'm happy to have that because I do want to eventually start going for all the Battletoads stuff. Now we've got some box games. First up is Forgotten Worlds. This is Contra E with a little bit of ship shooter thrown in. Just the game in the box. Excuse me. Oddly enough, does not work with a 6-button controller. I was testing a big lot of Genesis games, and I was using a 6-button controller. I plugged this in. It shows the opening cinematic or a few scenes of it. Then it skips to the game over scene. I had to ask my group of friends. I was like, what? I think my copy's broken. I don't understand how, because it was skipping like a CD. Turns out it was the programming from the controller confuses the game. So there you go. Don't use a 6-button with this game, or Golden Axe 2 apparently is also stupid and can't understand what a 6-button controller is. Next up we have Toe Jam and Earl Panic on Funkatron, and now I have both. I need the box and manual for the first one, but happy to have this complete. fantastic game. This one kind of switched it from the top-down exploratory maps of the first one to a side-scroller platformer. Very fun game. Lots of comedy and humor built into there. I love it. I wish we'd gotten the actual 3 instead of the Xbox version, but whatever, take what we can get. Now we got some harder to find ones. First up is Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. This game is fantastic. I've actually been playing the HD remake on my PS3. It's really awesome. This complete copy came with a patent card, so if you need to know the patents that the game is under, there you go. Super fun platformer, really good. Don't discount it because it's about Mickey Mouse. A lot of fun if you like platformers. And then if you don't want to try and find a copy for Genesis, definitely check out the Xbox Live or PSN versions. A lot cheaper and really awesome, really fun. Next up we have Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And some of you may not know, but this is actually a pretty good game. You play as MJ, and you're in his smooth criminal outfit the entire time. You throw his hat, Kung Lao style, as a weapon, and then you can build up a super move which allows you to make every enemy on the screen dance, choreographed dance with you, and then they explode, because if you try and dance like Michael Jackson, you will explode. Period, the end. This is just a box copy, no manual for me yet. I'll try and hunt one of those down because I want to get this one complete. For some reason, I care more about Genesis games being complete than I do Nintendo or Super Nintendo. I don't know, maybe it's because it's one of the systems I had as a kid. But whatever. Really fun game. I've been told there's a variation of this game. There's a graveyard stage, and in one version there's the thriller music, and in another version there's a different music. I have not played this to that point yet, so I could not tell you, but I will be giving this a whirl, and I'll keep you guys updated. Then last on Genesis, I picked up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist. This was a trade with TheVideogameshark. I'll link his channel below. I have not played this, but this is what Genesis got instead of Turtles in Time, so I'm sure it's good. It's a Ninja Turtles game. Most of them are pretty good. I'll have to give that a play, and I'll check up with you guys on that one as well. Let's see, we'll move on to 32X. I got Cosmic Carnage. Have not had a chance to play this. My 32X is on the fritz. I've got to see if it's a cleaning issue or maybe something inside. Just haven't had time to look at it. But it looks like a ship shooter based on the cover art there. Let's see. We will go on to, I picked up a PlayStation game, Monster Seed. It's a monster collection dungeon crawler. This game is complete. Case just needs a little bit of Goo on. And I know you can save one file. If you have 2 different memory cards with a save file, you can battle each other's monsters. That's pretty neat. You know, not many games are doing that kind of thing back then. Then we got a Sega CD game, Soul Feast. I don't know if this type of case ever came with a manual, but it does have the case in the game. The game's in pretty good condition. That is definitely a ship shooter, although I have not had time to play that. I just happen to know that. We'll do Xbox games. So last episode, I showed you that I picked up an Xbox from Goodwill. Worked just fine. Very happy about that. Found another controller, and then I've been buying a couple of games, so we'll go through those now. First is Topspin. This is a fantastic tennis game. I know you'd probably never think you'd heard those words come out of anybody's mouth, but it's very fun. If you enjoy tennis, I definitely suggest checking out Topspin. It's kind of like Virtua Tennis, but lots of great stuff going on in here. So if you're looking for a realistic tennis game as opposed to like the Mario Tennis, that's the way to go. Then I picked out Burnout 3 Takedown. Not sure why I was having such a hard time with that one. Again, complete. Very happy to have that. Burnout games are probably my favorite racing series of all time. San Francisco Rush on 64 is great. Then they kind of stopped making the Rush games in the PS2 Xbox era. Burnout took over. Then Rush tried to come back and didn't do it as well as Burnout, so joke's on them. Then we have 3 exclusives. We'll start with actually probably my favorite Xbox exclusive. This is not really considered a good game by a lot of people, but I absolutely love it. It's Advent Rising. It is complete, even with a scratched off Xbox Live card that you can't see because I'm an idiot. There we go. The game itself is a little glitchy. I'll give it that. There's some sound glitches, some clipping issues. It happens. But the story, which is written by Orson Scott Card, the guy that did Ender's Game, fantastic book, really good movie too. Wrote it, so I had to play it because of that, because Ender's Game is one of my favorite books of all time. And the gameplay is really fun. How fun the gameplay is outdoes the glitches, in my opinion. You start with, like, they give you access to all the weapons right away. Rocket launchers, giant sniper rifles, laser guns, whatever you need. Then your character starts to develop powers. And that's where it gets interesting. You start with simple things like super strength or the ability to dodge bullets. There's a little dodge button and you kind of John Woo it out of the side in slow motion. But eventually you get so strong that instead of shooting enemies, you're just running up to them, punching them, and they're flying 50 feet away from you. You have the ability to like stop time or teleport. You can shoot ice crystals and energy attacks, and it's really fun. It's pretty awesome. I was just picking it up. You can find it can be had really cheap, couple of bucks. I got this for $3 shipped. I know, sorry, no prices, but when it's that good of a deal, that's it. So you can find this pretty easily. There's lots of copies online. It's really cheap, and I think it's worth at least a playthrough. One of the only games I've ever played through multiple times. Some games I played through once, twice. This game I played through 3 or 4 times. I just absolutely love it. Next up is Phantom Dust. This is also complete. This is kind of like an arena brawler, mixed with a little bit of strategy. You get different power-ups that you equip, and then you go into battle in a 3D Smash Brothers type game. It kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball Z. You're throwing energy blasts at each other. Buildings are exploding. Very fun. Great 2-player game. I had a lot of fun with this when it originally came out, so I had to pick it up again. And then one of the very few RPGs for Xbox, I picked up Jade Empire. This is the collector's edition. It is complete with both discs, and this is back in the days when the discs came, or when the collector's edition actually came with extra content. The disc lets you install a monk class, which is really cool, and then you get all the regular game content as well. This can also be had pretty cheap for a BioWare RPG that was a limited edition and an exclusive on a system. Pretty cheap. May go up later. Don't know. Don't care. Happy to have my copy. Like I said, like I just mentioned, this is made by BioWare, the same guys that did KOTOR, and it's the same type of game. There's discussion options and skill trees and stuff like that. Really fun, martial arts based RPG. If you have an Xbox and you're looking for a good game that's pretty cheap, this is definitely the way to go. So those are the Xbox games I picked up since last time, in addition to the Namco Museum that completes my Xbox collection as of now. So now we've got some current gen stuff. We'll start with handheld. First I picked up Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. This was actually a prize that I won from a Super Bowl bet with TheVideogameshark. He bet me that the Broncos will win. I took the Seahawks, being from Washington. Had to. Seahawks won, and here's my game. So he came through on that. Thanks for being a gentleman about that, buddy. If anybody's wondering, I bet my Coda Princess against his game. As far as I'm concerned, it's pretty fairly even valued and nothing too hard to replace. Oddly enough, I ended up trading him a Coda Princess for the Hyperstone Heist, which I actually still have to find because I'm not losing my save file by giving him mine. So I'm going to buy one off eBay and send it to him. Tyler, if you're watching, I will get that to you soon, I promise. Then next on 3DS, I picked up One Piece Romance of Dawn, right? Romance Dawn, sorry. This I picked up because it's a limited edition. Or not a limited edition, sorry. A limited release. Those always seem to skyrocket, and then I always find out that they're good afterwards. So I picked this up at retail. I don't know anything about it besides the fact that it's a One Piece RPG. I don't know if it's any good. If it's not good, I'll be able to trade it away. No big deal, or sell it to somebody at retail. If it ends up being good later and is skyrocketing a price, then I'll be happy to have a copy. And my copy is number 9,627 out of 16,800. See if I can get that in frame there. So yeah, that's that one. Those are the portable games for me. And then speaking of portable, we'll do this really quick. I actually grabbed a DS Lite. Pokemon was not included. I've just been playing that. I found this at Goodwill for a fairly good price. Let's see if you can see this. I apologize about the glare. The screen is, you can kind of see them there. The screen is kind of scratched up on the bottom, but they are the type of service scratches where once the system is on, they are much harder to see and a lot less noticeable. So I was happy about that. It works 100%. I've tried it with DS games and Game Boy Advance. I mainly picked it up because I've been wanting a Game Boy Advance SP, but have not been able to find one. So I picked this up to play the Game Boy Advance games. I still need an SP because I have regular Game Boy games I'd like to play on the go. But it's kind of crappy on the back, so I've just got to clean it up, find a stylus for it. Besides that, it is 100% working right now, and I am happy to have that and be able to play my Pokemon Leaf Green on the go. And now we're hitting the final stretch here. We'll start with some PS3 games. So we've got Dragon Ball Z, the Battle of Z. This is different from the Budokai and Tenkaichi games. It's more of an arena fighter, kind of like Phantom Dust, like I was mentioning. It's 4-on-4 or 4-on-more if you're playing single player, but multiplayer can be 4-on-4. And there's no transformations. You just pick a fighter. They have their basic combo, then they have a special move and like a chase move, and then a super, and that's it. There's no transforming like in the other games, so you can't go Super Saiyan in the middle of a fight. Either you start as Super Saiyan Goku or however you want to be, and you can actually have a team of 4 Gokus if you wanted. So it's a little different, fun. Probably wouldn't recommend it for anybody that is not a very big fan of Dragon Ball Z. The gameplay is pretty solid, but it's lacking in variety, and it can get really repetitive if you're not a fan of Dragon Ball Z. I know it's a weird stipulation to put on a game, but there it is. That's just the truth. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, as you can see from the poster here. I can't aim when I'm looking backwards. And the figurine you can kind of see there. Found that at Goodwill too for like $1. Pretty happy about that. So yeah, if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z, I'd recommend picking it up. If you're not, but you're kind of curious, wait until you can grab it used or extra cheap. Either than that, I'm having fun with it. So that's really all that matters. Next up, we have South Park Stick of Truth. This game is fantastic. If you are a fan of South Park, if you are a fan of RPGs, you owe it to yourself to play this. If you can't stand toilet humor, do not get the game. It is like watching a very long episode. There's about 8 or so hours of gameplay, depending on how much exploration you do. But it's worth it. I paid full price retail. I'm happy to have it. I'm not upset I did. So you can design a character. You're a new kid in town, and the kids are like LARPing. They're obsessed with fantasy stuff. So like your spells are farts that you can throw at people. It's got cameos from Mr. Slave. Mr. Slave is a summon, which is kind of funny. And if you've ever seen the what is her name? Like a Paris Hilton episode of South Park, that's how Mr. Slave disposes of enemies for you. It's got a really nice battle system, actually. Considering it's a comedy game, mainly being marketed to people who are a fan of the shows, who also happen to like RPGs, it's got a really, really fun, intricate battle system. You can press X. It's kind of like Mario RPG. You press X to do an extra attack. You can press X to block then. So yeah, it's really, really good. And if you're a big fan of RPGs, big fan of South Park, definitely pick that up. And then last for PlayStation 3, I picked up the Final Fantasy X and X-2 Collector's Edition. This is not the Super Duper Collector's. So there's 3 editions. There's the regular edition. There was the limited edition, which is for reserves. And then there was Collector's Edition, which you could only buy through Square's website. Stuff that came with that and the price point didn't appeal to me, so I stuck with this, which is no extra money as long as you reserved. Kind of like Kingdom Hearts. If anybody picked up Kingdom Hearts HD, it comes in an art book, and that's actually the game case. The disc is in my PlayStation 3 right now. But art book is pretty neat. Lights and nice stuff. Apparently, I've had a friend tell me there's really nothing new in here if you picked up the art book way back when the original X2 and X came out. But I'm still happy to have it. These cases are really nice. They display really nice, and then the cover art is actually better than the original. So, or not the original, the non-limited edition. And then I also picked up the guide for that because there's a lot to do. Guide's pretty cool. It's split into about half. I think X2 has a few more pages than X, but that's about what you're looking at there, the break between X and X2. It's just a lot of stuff to do, and I very rarely beat RPGs. I get kind of distracted by other games, so it's hard for me to finish them. But with a guide keeping me on track and not having to roam as much, should be able to. I beat it on the original PlayStation, but I remember using a GameShark towards the end to get myself like infinite money, so I can just like have Yojimbo 99999 everybody. So this will be a little bit better of a playthrough for me. And then the very last game I picked up was Tomb Raider Definitive. It went on sale at Best Buy. If you were watching this video today, which is the 20th of March, that sale is going on till the through Saturday, so you have 2 days after watching this video. It is complete, even though complete doesn't really mean anything anymore, since it just comes with a registration card and the disc, which kind of sucks in my opinion, but they're really not necessary, especially since the manuals are on disc and there's tutorial stages and everything. But Either way, this is beautiful. The game is beautiful. The HD upgrade is really nice. It comes with all the DLC content. I know it's getting progressively darker in here, and that is because the sun is going down, so I'm going to quickly finish this up. So yeah, this game is fantastic. It's definitely worth it if you haven't played Tomb Raider. Very, very happy to have that. And that's it. That's all the games I picked up. I did pick up one more thing. For all you other nerds out there, I picked up a sonic screwdriver. Let me get that close to the camera. It is the 11th Doctor screwdriver. Got it from Barnes & Nobles. They sell for 25 bucks. It does extend. Boop. So you can pretend to be the Doctor. I went in there for the 10ths. He's my favorite Doctor. This is the only one they had, so I'll have to order the 10ths on eBay. But it does light up and make noises, so I can fix things in my mind because I'm a crazy nerd who's just a big child. So yeah, that's it from me. Probably going to turn a light on and then record that collecting tips video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Leave me comments. Talk to me about what games you want to see, stuff like that. As always, fight evil, play video games.